My name is Joe DeScala, and I'm the director and founder of 4PA. A lot of people ask me why I started 4PA, and really it was born out of necessity. There was one day I was running on the waterfront trail, and I literally stepped over a person who was sleeping across the trail, and I thought to myself, man, like something's got to change. And this really set me on a path to understand like what was happening in Port Angeles. And during that time, there was a lot of things happening in surrounding metro areas like Seattle and Portland, and I know they were struggling with their homelessness. And I thought, you know, what's to prevent that from happening here? So I kind of went on a deep dive investigative journey to find out exactly what was happening. I talked to a lot of people that were friends of mine in the police force, in our Parks and Rec. I was recommended a social worker here in town that was doing a lot of work with homelessness, and I became friends with her. And we'd spend time walking together and talking and engaging with people on the street. Throughout the process of that, I really determined a couple different things. I came to a few different conclusions on areas that I didn't feel were being addressed. One of them was the cleanup. If you talk to community members around town, that's really what they wanted. They wanted a clean and safe environment. And the second thing that I noticed was that there wasn't many temporary shelters or places for people to go who were on the street. So really those two things combined were the beginning of the idea behind 4PA. So I spent some time formulating a plan to implement in our town, and it was designed to tackle those two things, to clean up public spaces and to create shelters for people to go to. And I put together a board of directors, pitched the idea to different people, and away we went. And I came to the public, our community, with the idea and basically said, hey, I want to do this for our community, and I'm asking you to partner with me with a small $10 a month pledge. And much to my surprise, I got an overwhelming response from the community. I thought it was going to take about 6 months to get off the ground, and it literally took 3 weeks because we had so much support coming in.
I mean, I remember talking to you, Joe, about what you were going to do and how you might do it before this started, thinking that's very ambitious. I'm really looking forward to you being successful, but not something that I would have thought that I could have done. You all collectively have found a way to do something in a way that no one else had thought to do it, which is why you've got your campus, you're under construction, you've found ways to get people to donate time and labor, adding to what's already happening in a way that hadn't been done before.
The community response to 4PA has been amazing. There's been so many individuals that have stepped up, not only with monthly pledges financially, but many people have come and volunteered with us. So many people have wanted to pitch in. We've got, to this point, over 250 individuals and families that support us, over 60 businesses, and people have found tons of creative ways to support us, from skilled labor to donating materials for our cleanups and our building projects. The community support has been amazing.
Our company has decided to partner with 4PA a couple of years ago. We certainly saw the need in the community, right? We saw just the litter and the trash and things like that, but then the need for solutions for the people going through homelessness. And I really thought that Joe's approach with 4PA balanced what our community needed. It was getting active and getting involved. And it's really easy to complain about problems, but it's much harder to get involved and be a part of the solution. And Joe brought so many solutions to the table with 4PA. And we just saw it as a natural fit for our company, as we move into building tiny homes for people. And that's our bread and butter, building things. So we saw it as a great opportunity to get involved in an area that we felt really strong and connected, and with a mission that we agreed with and felt was so needed in our community.
One of the achievements that I'm most proud of as an organization is the Peabody Creek Corridor Cleanup. Our organization started with cleanup because we knew that's what the community really wanted, and there were some areas of town that people had simply stopped using because they had become damaged and unsafe. But we spent the first year of our efforts in Peabody Creek, and there were tens of thousands of pounds of debris within that watershed from people who had repeatedly used it for outdoor living. So we focused there and really didn't take our foot off the gas for the first year. And to this day, it's completely clear all the way from the pier up to the national park. It's even gotten to the point where the kids who used to run field trips up there to learn about the ecology are coming back. And the schools have actually contacted us to make sure that we maintain those spaces for people to use. So it's been a great achievement of 4PA, one of many that I'm proud of.
We've been involved with 4PA since the beginning. Actually, prior to that, when I first saw my first tent downtown, I called Joe and I said, Joe, we got to get on this. And he said, we will. The positive results that I have seen is hard to even explain. I mean, what 4PA and what Joe has done for our community is just, it's just hard to explain. It's something I've never seen happen before. I've never seen the dedication and hard work, the people that have become involved, the great friendships that we have formed. And like Vern said, it is fun. Dirty work, but it is fun.
And it's a feeling of pride. You know, we're lifelong residents. We were born and raised here. So going like to Lincoln Park and Shane Park, trying to keep it pristine for everybody to enjoy, it's a feeling of pride.
So we've talked a bit about the cleanup, but the second part of our mission is to create shelters for those that currently don't have them. And this is really probably the most ambitious part of what we're doing. It's called the Touchstone Campus. It's always been part of our vision from the beginning, but now it's really beginning to take shape. At the end of 2023, 4PA purchased about an acre of land just outside of downtown that actually had 9,000 square feet of building already on it. And this is going to be our all-in-one operations center. So there's a few things that are going to happen here at the Touchstone Campus. The first is that we have our shop and our cleanup crew here, that we meet volunteers and we stem a lot of our maintenance routes out of here, which has really been phenomenal. But the second thing is really the temporary shelters, and that's where you're going to see a lot of the big picture behind 4PA come in. Currently, that's under construction already is 11 tiny home shelters, and these are going to act as a transition spot for those living on the street to find stability, to find that safe space where they can grow and thrive. We're also building common spaces for people to use, so that's going to be bathrooms and showers and laundry and kitchen. So imagine this will be a space where somebody can transition from off the streets, get a roof over their head, and really begin to build a life back because they're not concentrating on survival. The Touchstone Campus is also going to be a little bit unique from some of the other things that people might see around. It's what's considered high barrier. So this is going to be a place where there's no drugs or alcohol, and people are going to have some skin in the game. We have always believed about giving back into our community. And so when you're here at the Touchstone Campus, you're going to be pitching in and part of a community. That includes things like helping clean the facilities. One of the other things I'm really excited about is we're starting a small business here on the campus where we're actually going to employ the folks that are living here, and they'll be the ones running the business. So you're learning trades, you're learning life skills, you're learning things that can transition you into the community. So when you leave the Touchstone Campus, you're in a much better position than when you got here.
4PA has employed me, so that's been great. And they've been very, very supportive and helped me out with personal stuff as well. That's kind of kept me going in the right direction and not falling back. And so yeah, I'm pretty grateful for that. I think the direction that 4PA is going right now is pretty positive. With the tiny homes and giving people the opportunity for employment, it's setting them on a forward trajectory, which I think is really good.
One thing that I'm really proud of are the partnerships that 4PA has formed. I really wanted this organization to be a bridge between entities working in this space. So we've formed partnerships with social service agencies, businesses in town, our city departments such as Parks and Rec, our police department, Public Works. There's been a ton of cross communication. We share information, we tackle projects together. 4PA has positioned ourselves as kind of unique, where we do a task that these other agencies don't. And so we'll actually get phone calls a lot of times to come and help in areas of cleanup, or if there's somebody living outside that needs help, we're oftentimes the first response to go to them and see what they need. So the partnerships we formed have been absolutely vital.
OPCC really relies on agencies like 4PA to be eyes on the street, to see things that we don't see and help to identify needs that we haven't been able to find ourselves, or those areas that we can't easily reach. 4PA goes everywhere.
One of the questions I get frequently is, how do we get involved with 4PA? And we've really created a lot of on-ramps for people to do that. First and foremost, go to the volunteer page and find out about all the options we have throughout the week. People can volunteer with us on litter pickup. They can volunteer with us on our upcoming build projects. So there's lots of ways, lots of different ability levels. We've made a pathway for you to get involved. And the other thing is just kind of a fact of life, is what we're doing is we need money. And so financial pledges are huge for us. We've been able to really budget and make our money go far because we've had so many people donate to us monthly, which is really what we encourage people to do. So giving financially is a huge, huge thing for us, and that has allowed us to do what we do. And the final thing that I would say, and if you're watching this video, you're already doing it, is just get curious about your community and what's happening. Ask questions and learn, because I think people would be surprised how they could really help the community by using their own skills and their own ideas. So we encourage people to just get involved. Really nothing has touched me more than the support that 4PA has gotten. We really could not be doing what we're doing without the love and support from our community. It's really been nothing short of phenomenal. And on a personal level, it's what gets me up in the morning and keeps me going. So our pledge to you is that we're going to continue to make Port Angeles better than it was before. So thank you.